Caitlin Clark, the name that has electrified the world of basketball. The player who single-handedly transformed the WNBA into must-see television is now at the center of a breaking scandal shaking the sport to its core. Reports confirm she's been presented with a staggering European contract, an offer so massive, so irresistible, that her departure from the WNBA feels inevitable. This isn't just about one player leaving a league. This is about the potential collapse of a fragile empire, the unraveling of years of hype, and the shattering of dreams that the WNBA desperately pinned on Clark's shoulders. The situation isn't just dramatic, it's catastrophic. Clark's potential exit threatens to redefine everything the WNBA thought it had achieved. Remember, she wasn't just a star. She was the engine, the heartbeat, the story. Fans flocked to arenas because of her. Viewership skyrocketed because of her. Headlines centered on her name alone. And now, with Europe promising not only millions more in salary, but also a platform to be revered, the WNBA faces a terrifying question. What happens when your one true ticket seller walks out the door? The panic is real. Across social media, fans are furious, devastated, and in disbelief. How could the league allow this to happen? How could they not protect their biggest asset, the woman who made them relevant again? And yet, as we peel back the layers, the answer becomes painfully clear. The WNBA didn't respect Caitlin Clark. They didn't protect her on the court. They didn't shield her from hostility. They let her suffer in silence, and now the bill is due, and it might destroy them forever. Inside locker rooms, whispers are growing louder. Coaches, players, executives, they all know what's at stake. Caitlin Clark isn't just any player. She's a once-in-a-generation phenomenon. Letting her slip away isn't simply a mistake. It's negligence of historic proportions. Europe isn't just offering her money. They're offering her safety, adoration, and global superstardom. And for Clark, who has endured a season of relentless punishment, unfair treatment, and bruising disregard, that promise may be impossible to resist. So here we are, staring at a crossroads. One path leads to Europe, where Clark becomes a face of an entire league, treated like royalty, adored by millions overseas. The other path? Staying in a league that dismissed her cries for fairness, downplayed her contributions, and now watches helplessly as she prepares to walk away. This isn't just about basketball. It's about betrayal, survival, and the very identity of women's sports in America. And right now, the WNBA is losing. From the moment Clark set foot in the league, the warning signs were clear. Opponents targeted her with reckless aggression, bodying her beyond reason, testing the limits of what officials would tolerate. Time and time again, she was shoved to the floor, elbowed, hacked, and battered, while referees swallowed their whistles. Fans screamed for justice. Commentators questioned the league's integrity. Yet, the WNBA stayed silent. Their silence wasn't just negligence, it was complicity. They allowed a culture to fester where their brightest star was treated as expendable, and now they are paying the price. It wasn't just the physical punishment. The verbal attacks, the endless criticisms, the manufactured controversies, Clark faced it all. Instead of celebrating her greatness, narratives were spun to tear her down. She was accused of arrogance, of undeserved attention, of being a flash in the pan. Analysts minimized her numbers, twisted her story, and undermined her every accomplishment. For a rookie averaging over 16 points a game, shattering attendance records, and boosting TV ratings by triple digits, the disrespect was beyond insulting. It was sabotage. Clark's resilience became her weapon. She played through the noise, through the pain, through the targeting, night after night. But even resilience has limits. A star can only take so much when the league itself refuses to step in. For every fan chanting her name, there were opponents digging elbows into her ribs, daring officials to intervene. And more often than not, they didn't. The message was unmistakable. Caitlin Clark would be sacrificed for controversy. Her suffering turned into storylines to keep people talking. That strategy may have worked short-term, but long-term, it's poison. Because while controversy creates headlines, it doesn't create loyalty. Clark's fans aren't blind. They saw the injustice. They saw the mistreatment. And now, as she prepares to accept Europe's offer, those same fans are enraged, not at her, but at the WNBA for letting this happen. The league had a chance to prove it valued its superstar, and instead, it pushed her out. This isn't just a business blunder. It's a moral failure. Imagine being Caitlin Clark. You give your all to a league, you break records, you elevate its relevance, and in return, you're left unprotected, disrespected, and dismissed. At some point, the question becomes simple. Why stay? Why endure when another league is willing to roll out the red carpet, pay you what you're worth, and treat you like the superstar you are? For Clark, that answer is becoming clearer with every passing day. And for the WNBA, the consequences are only beginning. If Clark leaves, the financial earthquake will be devastating. This is not speculation, it's a fact. Sponsors pour millions into the league because of her. Networks invested in broadcast deals because of her. Merchandise sales shattered records because of her. She wasn't just part of the WNBA's growth. She was the growth. Remove her from the equation, and the foundation crumbles. Ticket sales plummet. TV ratings nosedive. Sponsorships evaporate. The domino effect is terrifying, and it all leads back to one fatal mistake. The league failed to protect Caitlin Clark. The WNBA is staring into an abyss. They believe Clark's impact was replaceable, that new stars could rise and carry the torch. But let's be honest, no one else comes close. Yes, the league has talented players, Angel Reese, Dejanai Carrington, and many others. But they don't have Clark's magnetism. They don't have her ability to make casual fans tune in, to spark national headlines, to transform indifference into obsession. Caitlin Clark wasn't just a star. She was a movement. Losing her means losing the heartbeat of the league itself. And what's worse, the league had every chance to stop this. They could have restructured contracts, increased protections, or launched a full-scale campaign to keep her happy. Instead, they did nothing. They gambled that she'd stay out of loyalty, out of obligation, out of fear of backlash. But Caitlin Clark is smarter than that. She knows her worth. She knows the power she holds. And she's ready to walk away, leaving the WNBA exposed, vulnerable, and scrambling for answers they should have had years ago. Europe isn't just offering Clark money. They're offering her freedom. Freedom from constant hostility. Freedom from reckless targeting. Freedom from being undervalued. Imagine stepping into an arena overseas, where every seat is filled, where every eye is on you, where the league builds its entire brand around your presence. For Clark, this isn't just a career move. It's liberation. It's a chance to finally be treated the way she should have been treated all along, as a global superstar, not a scapegoat. The numbers being whispered are jaw-dropping. Multiple sources suggest Clark's European contract dwarfs anything the WNBA could dream of paying. Add to that a reduced schedule, fewer games, more rest, more recovery, and the decision becomes almost inevitable. Why grind through punishing back-to-backs in the WNBA when you can earn more money playing fewer games, in safer conditions, while being adored by thousands? For Clark, this isn't just an upgrade. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to redefine her legacy on her own terms. The vision is intoxicating. Picture Clark walking onto court as the lights dim, the crowd roaring, the arena shaking with chants of her name. She launches a deep three. The ball arcs through the air, and the crowd erupts as it swishes through the net. In Europe, she isn't just a player. She's the centerpiece of an empire. They want her to be the face of their league, the icon that draws fans, the superstar that redefines women's basketball. For Caitlin Clark, it's everything the WNBA failed to give her. And make no mistake, this move won't just affect her. Other players are watching closely. Stars like Kelsey Mitchell and Alyssa Smith are already exploring overseas options. They see the same writing on the wall. Higher pay, better treatment, fewer games, more respect. The WNBA's outdated pay structure cannot compete. And as more players follow Clark's example, the league faces an existential crisis. What happens when your stars realize they don't need you anymore? What happens when Europe becomes a true promised land? The dominoes are already falling. Clark may be the first to take the leap, but she won't be the last. The message is spreading. You don't have to settle. You don't have to endure disrespect. You don't have to play for pennies while carrying the weight of a league on your back. Europe is calling, and for many players, the call is too powerful to ignore. This isn't just Clark's story. It's the beginning of a mass exodus that could leave the WNBA in ruins. Even commentators are sounding the alarm. Jason Whitlock has floated the idea of an unrivaled league in the U.S., a separate women's league where stars could earn big money without leaving the country. The concept is radical, but it reflects a deeper truth. Players are desperate for alternatives. They want fair pay. They want respect. They want control over their careers. If the WNBA won't provide it, someone else will. And Clark's decision is a catalyst forcing everyone to confront that uncomfortable reality. Think about what this means. The WNBA, after years of struggling for relevance, finally found its savior in Caitlin Clark. She elevated them beyond their wildest dreams. And yet, they failed her. They failed to protect her. They failed to reward her. They failed to fight for her. Now, as she prepares to leave, the league stands exposed for what it is. An organization that squandered the greatest gift it was ever given. The consequences will echo for years, perhaps decades. The heartbreak is almost unbearable. Fans who once believed in the WNBA's promise now feel betrayed. They didn't just invest in Clark, they invested in the league she carried. And now, that league has let her walk away without a fight. It's a betrayal that fans won't soon forget. And when the ratings crash, when the arena's empty, when the sponsorships vanish, there will be no one else to blame. The WNBA had Caitlin Clark, and they let her slip through their fingers. This isn't just about money, fame, or opportunity. This is about respect. Caitlin Clark earned the right to be celebrated, protected, and cherished. Instead, she was torn down, battered, and dismissed. Europe understands what the WNBA refused to acknowledge, that Clark is bigger than just one league. She's a global phenomenon, and as she prepares to take her talents overseas, one truth becomes undeniable. The WNBA may never recover from this loss. Caitlin Clark's story isn't over. In fact, it's only just beginning. But for the WNBA, the ending has already been written. Their brightest star, their greatest hope, their once-in-a-generation savior is gone. And all that remains is the wreckage of a league that refused to see her worth until it was too late.